It's Easter, so I'm gonna do a pot roast, or rib roast. So I got about 3 ribs. It's a little more. It's just me, so that's a little bit more than what I would normally make. However, I'm gonna cut it up, use it for salads, maybe make some quesadillas this week. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how I get a rib roast prepared and how I cook it. Also, I'm doing a honey glazed carrot and grilled baked potatoes. I'm going to show you how to do that too. I'm going to get some of the process going, and then I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so the oven is preheated at 450 degrees. That's kind of how you want to sear it. So what I did is I put slits in the top, and I cut garlic in like little coin pieces, and what I'm going to do is slide those into those put 2 in that one, slide those into those slits, and what that does is get that garlic flavor spread into the meat. There's one, I got one more I'm going to put here. I think I'm going to make one more hole there. There we go. I'm going to slide that one in there. So I already have it salt and peppered, fat side up. But now I'm going to slather the top of it with butter. I got fresh chives out of the garden. And then put some oregano. I'm going to put some oregano on top of it. But I put salt and pepper in the butter as well. And then some chives. If you wanted to reserve some of that butter aside, you could do that for chive butter to put on top afterwards. Yeah, this is sticking to that nicely. So get it nice and coated everywhere. It gives that fat, that nice crispiness. It's awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick rinse of my hands. So one more flavor dynamic on top of that. I should have probably mixed it in with the butter, but that's okay. It won't really matter. So what I'm going to do is fresh oregano across the top of that. Great. So garlic, slices of garlic in the meat, butter, chive butter, salt and pepper on top, salt and pepper on the meat. I'm going to pop that into the oven at 450 degrees for about 20 minutes to get it nice heated, seared, and sealed up. And then we'll be right back to start the baked potatoes. So I have my potatoes washed off, dried off, taking a fork, and I'm just putting like three little pokes on either side of the potato. And as soon as I get those done, I'm going to be back in just 1 minute and show you how I finish them up and get them ready. So I've got those potatoes prepared. So I'm going to show you how to do the last one. But this is how I get my potatoes ready for baking. You can do it in the oven. Just kind of make sure you put a cookie sheet under the next rack, because I don't put them on a pan. I put them on the rack to make sure you catch the drip. But I'm going to put them on the grill, and I'll show you how to do the grill. But this is how I prepare them. I take olive oil and drizzle it on there. Be liberal with it. And spread it all around to get it completely covered. Ends. Flip it. The other ends. Okay, once it's nice and coated, then I grab it at the end, like this, in the tongs. Salt. Pepper, and just put it on there, because some of this will drip off in the grill. And then Lowry's seasoned salt, front and back, and get it nice and coated. So I have all 4 of those potatoes ready, and in about 20 minutes they're going to go on the grill. I have my little carrots cleaned off. I use the little smaller ones, the little colorful ones. I'm going to saute those with a little bit of garlic and honey. and that's going to be my vegetable. Potatoes are almost ready to go on. The grill is heating up. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've had the roast on for about 25 minutes to sear it at 450 degrees. Now I'm going to turn the oven off. I'm going to drop the temperature to 325. I'm going to start that, and then this roast is about 5 1/3 pounds, maybe a little over, 5 1/3 pounds. So I'm going to do it about 1 hour and 20 minutes, but I think that should be enough to get the internal temperature to 120 degrees. But I'll check it. I've got a new digital thermometer that I think I can pay more attention to it better. So we'll be back shortly once I start making the baked potatoes. So the grill is preheated to 400 degrees. Unlike meat, when you put the, I still have to clean this off from last year, but you always want your grill hot anyway when you do your cleaning. But anyway, I'm not using it for meat today anyway, so so I have it at 400 degrees. My potatoes go across the top at the edge because I have only the middle 3 burners on. I don't have the outside burners on because I don't want these to be directly over the heat. I want them to cook up in the top of the grill. So if it does get a little too cool, I will turn these on a low temperature. Anyway, I'm going to shut that so it gets cooking. But 400 degrees, 30 minutes, and then I flip them. And then once I flip them, then we'll finish them off in the house. So the grill is staying consistently right at 400 degrees. So now I'm going to, after 30 minutes, flip those potatoes. Yeah, those are going to be awesome. That salty goodness makes them crispy on the outside. We'll be back to finish those off. So the baked potatoes have been on the grill at 400 degrees for an hour, flipped after 30 minutes. So now they're really hot, so you have to be careful. You could let them cool for a little bit, but they definitely need to cool at least a good 15 minutes before you put them on the table. Now, if you want, you can just do the baked potato. You can just do the baked potato and serve it like that. Just butter, sour cream, smash it down, and it's really good, just as a baked potato. However, I'm going to scoop these out, and I'm going to actually make twice baked potatoes. The roast is out in about 16 minutes, so by the time I get all this done and piped in, I should be able to go ahead and put those in the oven while the roast rests and while I saute the carrots. Roast is out of the oven. Probably left it a little longer than I should, but it's resting now. It'll rest for 15-20 minutes. So I've scooped out the potatoes. Like I said, you can just cut them in half and serve them as baked potato. But I'm going to do a twice baked. So I do butter. I do not use milk. Use butter. I use sour cream. Now, normally on my mashed potatoes, I'll use the paddle because I don't mind if they're a little chunky, but I want these really nicely mixed because I'm going to pipe them back out like I did on my shepherd's pie a couple of weeks ago. Oregano, garlic, so like a garlic mashed potato, salt, pepper. So I'm going to use my whisk because I really want them mixed up nicely. Okay. Oh, should probably get that plugged in. Make sure I don't have that on so it throws them all over the place. Always have that cord handy. Okay, now we're going to go here. So I want them really matched up. want them creamy. I'm gonna clean the side again. I think I'm going to add a little bit more butter. Okay, a bit more butter. Yeah, I know, Watson. I know you love your butter. It's okay, buddy. Some more sour cream. Put that back in there and get that going. So the oven's ready for me to put the twice baked potatoes in there, but I gotta get the potatoes prepped first. I really want them whipped nicely, no chunks, no pieces. It's getting there. I'm gonna slide that down in there again. One more good whip on that, and we should be ready to go. Okay, we'll be back in just a minute to get these piped in. Okay. So I have my piping bag. Hopefully I have the star point opened up enough. Yeah, that looks great. So I'm gonna pipe those in. Now look, if you don't have a piping bag, you can just use a big spoon, dollop it in there. I just like the look of it. Makes it much prettier. Yeah, I got it whipped up nicely this time. So there we have it. So because these go a little over it, I'm filling it with a little bit more. I'm probably not gonna have enough to do all 8, but you can always keep these other skins. To make skins, put in some cheddar cheese, put them back in the oven. Yeah, those look awesome. So the oven's at 375. Probably gonna put these in. That turned out just about perfectly. Yummy. Okay. Put these in the oven for about 12 minutes. And then I'm going to get the carrots started. Be back in just a minute. Give you a quick look at this. This turned out great. It's about at 126, 127, but it's still got a few minutes to sit, so that's going to go up a little bit. That is nice looking. Look at that beautiful crust on top with all that butter and goodness on there. So anyway, back to plate it up soon. Okay, so the pan is hot. My twice baked potato is in the oven. The oven is just cooling down from all the other stuff. So basically for the carrots, I'm just warming it through because I still want them to be a little bit crunchy. I'm going to do salt and pepper. And again, I'll just toss them back and forth in the oil, get them warmed through. In a little minute, I'll put the garlic in and then finish with honey and then serve up a plate. So those are cooking, softened up a little bit. I'm gonna put the garlic in there. Toss them around just a little bit more because I do want that garlic flavor mixed around with those carrots. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit so it doesn't blacken. Yeah, okay, so now I'm going to turn the heat off. And I'm going to toss the carrots around in that honey. That looks really good. plate those up here, right there. Those look awesome. Move that to the side. And I'm just gonna move this a little bit so I can open the oven. Get my one potato off of there and onto my plate. And I am ready to eat dinner.